and welcome back to Let's Play East, Book 1 and 2. Last time, we undid the stone curse of everyone at the top of the belfry, and this time we're going to meet up with them, because Lilia probably has that golden pendant we're looking for. But as you can see, I'm not at the runaway hideout. Where I am right now, actually I just gotta turn something off, we are actually in the Eastern Canal at the moment. The reason I am here is because we could visit this guy in the lower left corner of it, as far southwest as you can go in the East Canal, basically. If we had come here before we undid the stone curse, this guy would have been turned stone as well. But now that we have undone it, we can talk to him. And hey, it's Sada! This is Hadat's son, if you can recall. Pretty rough. Yeah, sorry man. Just couldn't make it in time. Yeah, he's taking this pretty well. Well, hey, this is a Claria sword, which probably stands to reason that that armor is the Claria armor as well. We're going to need this. It's a good thing we came back to talk to this guy. But yes, that is the Claria sword, the ultimate sword in the game, and much like the silver equipment from the last game, we're going to need the Claria equipment to actually hurt the final boss. Well, now that we have the Claria sword, he also mentioned that his father had a pair of unique armor. Like I said, we can stand to reason that's the Claria armor since it was found along with the sword, so let's go pick that up. Going to be doing a lot of teleporting this episode. Hadat, I saved your son! I know, I'm pretty awesome, aren't I? Alright, cool. So now we have 2/3 the ultimate equipment set. We can't get the Claria shield right now. That will be coming up basically right before the end of the game. But having this armor and this sword, that is very handy. Now we just have one more bit of business before we head back to the Runaways' hideout. All the way back in Rance Village. If you remember, there was an item being sold here called a life drop. Now, I didn't check it out then, but the life drop costs 60,000 gold, the most expensive item between the two games. Alright, let's take it. You can only buy one of them. Not that you'd really want to build up the money for two. Now, let's see, where is the life drop? Silver pendant. Am I missing something? Which one is it? Wand of the Holy World, Idle Hawk. There it is. What does this do? No idea. Now, I think what this does is if you get killed, it will revive you on the spot. I'm just going to assume that's what it does. I don't know if it works in boss fights. I don't know if it only works in regular areas. We're just going to carry it with us, and maybe I can mess around and see what it does some other time. For now, let's just find the Runaways. Dr. Flare? Huh. Well, I guess it wasn't Lilia who had it. I would have never guessed that. It's a good thing Dr. Flare thought to give this to us. How nice of him. Well, we don't really have the time to go back and thank him, but I really do appreciate the gesture, Dr. Flare. Okay, so looks like the core of East is deep within the water canal, but we actually can't reach it from here. Maybe that's why the clouds were whirling so quickly there. But it looks like Lilia is missing. I'll have to keep an eye out for her, but where could she have gone? Alright, so it's actually faster to just warp back to Ramia Village than try to walk back to the middle of the shrine. Now, there is actually one more piece of treasure in the shrine that I neglected to pick up, mostly because I forgot about it, because it's a completely useless item. Basically, as far northwest as you can go in the eastern part of the shrine, same area as the conference room, there is a ring called the Peace of Mind ring, and when you equip this ring, rather, supposedly what it does is it cuts your MP consumption in half. I've tried it. It doesn't seem to work on the return spell, so I assume it just works on active spells like Fireball or spells that drain your MP over time. And of those spells, well, with our current MP total, since about 4 or 5 Fireball spells equates to a single point of MP, we could throw out literally 1,000 of them and still have some MP left to go. Light, we only have to use twice in the game. Transform, we only have to use for a few seconds at a time. And Time Stop is useless. So yeah, not a very good ring, so I neglected to pick it up. Now that we have the golden pendant, we can utilize this statue to warp. I actually got stuck here for a while because I didn't realize that it was the right statue actually did something different from the left statue. But we are back in the... I want to say this is the Eastern Canal? Yeah, this is the Eastern Canal. You cannot reach this section of the waterways no matter how hard you try from the main Eastern Canal. You have to use that statue. Okay, let's go in the store. And we're heading to a new level of the... or rather, a lower level that we have yet to see in the water canals. And we're actually closing in on the end of the game. We got a boss door right here. As is customary, I'm going to make a save, even though it isn't strictly necessary. Let's go on in, as the game identifies this as Dallas's room, so it's time for the encounter with him. Perhaps, but I don't think you can stand up to our raw might. Now, as Dallas has said, that our magic is not effective against him. It'll just bounce right off. So we just have to do what we did in East 1 and run right into the guy. Now, Dallas, if you are the bare minimum level you can be to fight him, which is 57, he is an absurdly difficult boss. Basically what happens is you have to run in when the fire is not swirling around, or rather, you have to find an opening in the swirling fire to go in. And what he does most of the time is, you see how it's spreading outwards? Sometimes it'll just spread inward like that, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You're just going to get hit by it, no matter how well you time the run-in. So, it's really, really not a fun fight, and you see at this point it just starts going faster. Yeah, at this point, it's basically completely luck-based. You can't get in without getting hit, so if you don't have enough health at this point, you will just take a lot of hits. But since we're so high-leveled, this is a really easy fight. Trying to beat Dallas at level 57, I mean, I think it's possible, and in fact one of the guides on GameFAQs says that this is a level he's beatable at, but it would require an insane amount of skill and luck. But, for our efforts, we hit the level cap. Level 62 is the highest we can go. And this little glowing gem warps us into the core of Ys. And here is the final magic of the game, the magic of Shield. What does Shield do? Well, like other spells in our inventory, when we equip it, it starts automatically draining our magic. But this one, it substitutes our MP for our HP, so when we take damage, it drains MP instead. It doesn't last very long, because it's constantly draining your MP just by equipping it. And taking hits obviously drains it faster, but there is going to be a use for it coming up.
Adolf, it's me, Tar. I have so much to tell you, but now is not the time. Quick, we must get back. Everyone is waiting for us.
How did Tarf get here? I wonder what this all means. But as you can see, we're in the core of Ys, and it's a bit of a surrealist area. Hey, it's Maria. She's okay.
You must be Adolf. I am Maria. He found me in the belfry and he brought me here. He said that there were fragments of a shattered bracelet near my body. Maybe the bracelet was a substitute, for I'm sure the goons had meant to shatter me. I've heard stories of the goddesses cast a stone by the demon's evil curse. We don't have a second to spare. Hurry!
Huh, I wonder what's the deal with that bracelet that could have saved her life. Maybe it's an artifact of Ys. But yeah, a lot of our allies who helped us throughout the games, they're all here now. We don't have any explanation on how they're here. Perhaps somebody brought them. But to what end?
Adolf, this way!
It's Keith! Dekka's here too. Who could have brought them all here?
Adolf, at last we meet again. I am Dekka from Ramia Village. Do you remember me? The goddesses must be back in there. What can we do about this barricade? Hey, did you see something move? Over there in the corridor to your right. What was it? Could it have been a goon?
You better let me handle it, Dekka. I am decked out with some pretty serious equipment here. Who could that be? It's Lilia!
Adolf, I finally found you. The last time I saw you, you vanished before I knew what was happening. I was worried, so I went outside to search for you, but I soon lost my way. Luckily, I haven't run into any of those dreadful creatures since then. Could it be for the power of this ring? It was given to me by the two girls I met in the ruins. Here, take it with you. Maybe it can repel those demons for you as it did for me.
And from Lilia, we get the goddess's ring. Dekka was standing next to a barrier. Perhaps this ring will help us get past it. I mean, if it does have the power of the goddess, then it's probably some pretty heavy-duty stuff here. Let's give it a shot. Let's just take out the goddess's ring. Alright, looks like my hunch was right. We're getting closer to the absolute depths of Ys. What awaits us? This room. Isn't this the Tower of Darm? What could have happened? What's going on? Hey, there's two women in there. They look kind of familiar. Better make sure we're equipped with the best stuff possible. Alright, let's go.
The goddesses are in a hopeless situation. There is no way that you can defeat me now. A fight without the power of the goddesses doesn't scare me. 700 years ago, I almost had the whole country of Ys under my control. But those forsaken goddesses managed to lock me up. I have suffered 10,000 years of humiliation, and I will remember every minute of it when I revenge my anguish. Now, my time has finally come. The world of Ys will soon be mine, and I will show them all just how wicked we demons can be.
You animal! You know well that I cannot let you do that. Ys is now back where it belongs. Don't you forget about me. I am the bandit, Goban.
It's Goban and Luda. They're all okay. I was wondering what happened to Luda. Goban's here to help us too. The silver harmonica, didn't this belong to Lair? Well, I think I know what he wants me to do with it, but I only know one tune. Did it! Whatever power Darm had over this room, we've managed to undo it. Wait a minute, those two women! It's Lair and Fina!
I owe you more than you can ever imagine. I am Lair, the goddess of Ys. Through your courageous battle, you have defeated Dark Fact in Darm Tower. Dark Fact was the direct descendant of Priest Fact. He tried to use the magical power of Claria to release the demons, which have been sealed up for hundreds of years. He wanted to control the entire land, but greed has its limitations, and you caused the demise of that demon. When we sealed the demons in, we also buried the magical mineral Claria deep within the ground. Several hundreds of years have passed, and Claria has since been excavated as silver. You know the rest of the story. But now you must fight your final battle against Darm, the most sinister of all evils. I know that you are a most worthy warrior, and I want you to use my ring for this dangerous showdown. The ring can weaken the power of evil, and my blessing can give your sword the force of Ys. Courage to the end, dear Adolf.
Oh, Adolf, how I have longed to see you. Remember me? I am Fina. When we last met, I didn't reveal my true identity, but now I must tell you that I am one of the two goddesses of Ys. You have been superb in your conquests to suppress the demons, but they will revive themselves unless you put an end to their source of evil. Their power comes from the enormous black pearl in the rear room. If you can shatter the pearl, then they will lose their evil flame, and we will have a chance to defeat them forever. So please, use all your courage to destroy their evil energy.
And, with those words of encouragement, I think we can make it on. But still, we should talk to Luda and Goban. I'm the greatest of the greats, Goban.
Adolf, where have you been? It's me, Luda Gemma. I've brought you the Shield of Claria. You must have this to fight off Darm. Use it wisely.
And Luda has a gift for us, the Claria Shield. Now we have all the Claria equipment, so let's just throw that on. And in order to actually take on Darm, we're going to need the Goddess's Ring equipped. If we do not have that ring equipped when we enter the fight, then the fight will be over immediately. Alright, better save up here. The Core of Ys, the final encounter. Let's just make sure we have all our equipment set up properly. Okay, got the Goddess's Ring equipped. Yes, we do. Alright, now this is the only place in the game where we can really use the magic of shield. We must equip it before we head in to preserve our MP. Let's go.
My followers and I were born from the dark magic of the Black Pearl. I am the living epitome of terror and destruction. You don't stand a chance against my forces of decimation. I shall crush and consume.
And thus, the final battle begins. Now, Darm is much like Dark Fact. He travels around the field while he relies on his projectiles to attack us. The projectiles are these meteors, and they just fly in from the top of the screen. If you do not have the Goddess's Ring equipped, they will move inhumanly fast, and you simply cannot dodge them, and the fight will pretty much be over there. The magic of shield will give us some protection against these meteors, but as you can see, it's going down quickly, so we can't rely on it forever. It's best to stick towards the bottom of the screen so that we can actually most effectively hit Darm while being able to dodge the meteors. Now, if I was only level 60, like you'd usually be at this point, I would be taking much more damage from the meteors, and this fight would be a lot harder. I wouldn't even be close to the amount of damage I've managed to tack onto him here. I died so many times on this fight trying to beat it at level 60. But with level 62, it's a much less daunting task. But shield is out, so I gotta be careful now. Those meteors do 4 damage per hit, so I definitely want to be careful. Whenever we hit Darm, he turns into the Black Pearl. The Black Pearl is an item of some significance in Ys origin, but that's for another time. We almost got Darm defeated. Just one more hit. I've done it! We've defeated Darm!
Oh, Adol, I don't know what to say. How can I thank you for saving me? The basement of the shrine was such an eerie place. After that, I went to Jeva's house. I met a lot of people that I never knew before, and I learned a lot about the wonderful world of Ys. But the best thing that has happened to me is that I had a chance to meet you. For the first time in my life, I was able to speak with the heart of a girl. It is hard to feel human when your soul is of a goddess. Well, I must go. Lair is waiting for me. Adol, promise that you'll always remember the girl in me.
And with that, we have completed Ys Book 1 and 2. I thank you all so much for watching this far. I know this isn't probably the most exciting game to watch these days, but I really enjoy this game. It's simple in all the right ways. It doesn't try to overcomplicate things, and it's got very solid design. While some of the dungeons are annoying, I can definitely immerse myself in the kind of era this game was released in. I really enjoy playing it. It's got fantastic music, simple mechanics that are just easy to get into. The game is not too complicated. Everything just works very well. It's easy to get through a lot of the areas once you know what to do. And it's just a game that you can jump back into anytime and just re-experience it all over again. Now, here's the credit sequence, where, like all good credit sequence, we just have the characters dancing. But yeah, though the game definitely shows its age, and definitely on an objective level, Ys games in the future. Sorry, my controller went to sleep, and there's Dallas getting down. But yeah, even though Ys games in the future definitely, you know, kind of are objectively just much better games, this still just has a nice, simple quality to it. And yeah, Keith was a human the whole time. I would hope that the real curse wasn't a suit that he could just take off like that, because otherwise that'd be kind of lame. One of my favorite dances is, I don't know when it occurs in this credit sequence, but there's... Ah, here it is! It looks like Dark Fact has a case of Saturday Night Fever over there. But yeah, this is just a cute little credit sequence here. Now, after this game, there was 2 more games released for the TurboGrafx CD in the series. The next one was, of course, Ys 3, The Wanderers from Ys. The American version of that one was pretty infamous for having decidedly less talented voice actors on hand for it, and also having half the plot cut out and made a lot dumber, really. It also had pretty bad graphics. Not necessarily awful by any standards, but the scrolling effects were very jarring. I believe I mentioned this when we were in the Belfry. Yeah, Ys 3 is a bit hard to look at on this system, but it definitely has the best soundtrack. And of course there's Ys 4, Dawn of Ys, which never got an American release, unfortunately. But those were the credits, and that was the game. Licensed from Falcom, presented by Hudson Soft. Once again, I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I hope this nice little credit sequence put a little bit more brightness into your day. Until next time, please, have a good one.